Greetings all, I'm Sega Zombie and welcome back to another episode of the Sega Wall. Today we're going to be taking a look at the blue spines in my collection. Right, let's do this. Right, on the first shelf here we have a very good game here that I want to show you. The Story of 4. A great RPG this. Yeah, you may say it's a Zelda clone or whatever, but it's a great game. A great standalone RPG. Awesome cartoon graphics, really great story, great adventure, some lovely puzzles. I really do love this game on the Mega Drive. Moving on, here's one that I believe originally was on the Amiga, and that's Second Samurai. Again, quite a unique sort of action platformer this. Great visuals, really like the music. And then moving on, I think we'll have a little look at some of the film releases. I do like movie releases. And here we have True Lies, quite a difficult one to get hold of on the Mega Drive. Not a bad game. It's got sort of like top-down levels, a bit like Commando and Rambo. Yeah, not bad. And then next up, an average one this, but it's hard to get in the collection, took me a while, and that's Demolition Man. It's got some shooting segments, an action platformer, some fighting. Yeah, it's pretty run-of-the-mill, a very average movie tie-in, but yeah, one worthy of the collection. And just put that back in there. Moving on, something a bit different now. Look at a SNK game, Art of Fighting, an early SNK game. Not a bad conversion on the Mega Drive. It wasn't until recently that I didn't realise this actually was on the Mega Drive. A good mate, Tom Batten, pointed out to me and picked up off eBay. Sonic and Knuckles, as we know, and this, a great game on the Mega Drive this. The Adventures of Batman and Robin. Awesome soundtrack. It's probably not to everyone's cup of tea, bit Marmite, but I love the soundtrack to this. It reminds me of the Amiga games. I do believe the sound is done by an Amiga guy. I can't think of his name, but a great game. Highly recommended. See if we can just move that out of here. Flink, what a game. The graphics in this game are something else. Probably some of the best graphics I've ever seen on the Mega Drive. Stunning artwork. A glorious platformer. It does get quite challenging. It's quite a tough game to master, but really worth your time, guys. I really recommend this. If you can track it down, get it. It's really worth a play, that one. This one I always have difficulty in pronouncing. I always call it Soli. Please, in comments, correct me if I'm wrong. A great RPG this. This was hugely missed back in the day. A great RPG, a Zelda beater. Next up, X-Men 2. I didn't think a lot of the first one, but this one is a massive improvement on that. Again, some really great 2D artwork in that. Great sprites. Yeah, good game. Moving on. This is the one I showed in my picked up video the other day. Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel. I've been giving this a blast. It's not a bad little platformer. Yeah, it's pretty good. Moving along here. Oh, I've got to show you this one. This one's quite an unusual sort of fighter. It sort of crosses Street Fighter with wrestling. Saturday Night Slam Masters. A great game in the arcades. Not a bad conversion on the Mega Drive. Yeah, it's good. I have enjoyed that. Next up we've got Rystar. It's sort of like a mascot that Sega tried to push. I don't know if they really wanted to replace Sonic or not, but sort of overlooked it, come out at the end of the Mega Drive's life, really. A great platformer though, a really great game. Going up in value just recently. Now's the time to buy it, guys. Really worthy in the collection, that one. And moving along here. One of my favourite games on the Mega Drive. Whoa, slippery. Mega Turrican. This really is a stunning game. Again, it started its life on the Amiga. It's a great game. The visuals are brilliant. Run and gun. Awesome soundtrack as well. Yeah, awesome. That's all I can say about that one. Awesome. It really is a stunning game. Moving on, I think I'll just show you this game that's hard as nails. What an adrenaline rush. This really is an adrenaline rush, this game. It chucks everything at you. Boss battles, rotating sprites. Does things that you didn't think the Mega Drive could do. Who needs Mode 7? And then moving along here, a treasure game, believe it or not. McDonald's Treasureland Adventure. Yeah, done by the awesome developers Treasure. A great little 2D puzzle sort of platformer, this. A great little game. It's got some really good sort of like winch mechanics. Yeah, it's a real blast. Swiftly moving on to the second shelf. As you can see, there's Streets of Rage 3, Earthworm Jim 2, Ultimate Mortal Kombat. But the game I want to take a closer look at is Samurai Showdown. Again, this is another SNK release. And this is a really solid conversion on the Mega Drive, considering that the Neo Geo was a far superior machine to anything around it back in the day. But yeah, this holds up really well. It's got slightly less character animations and frame rate, but the graphics are still really solid, and it plays really well. Yeah, a great 2D fighter on the Mega Drive. Then moving on, let's take a little look at the classic collection. I've put this one in the wall solely because it has Gunstar Heroes. It's the cheaper alternative way of getting Gunstar Heroes. The standalone original release will set you back at least £50. I think I picked up this compilation for 20. You know, Gunstar Heroes, treasure game, awesome run and gun shooter. And moving on here, a game you don't see very often on the Mega Drive, and that's this one, Exo Squad, or EXO Squad. I think again this is based on another 90s cartoon. I don't remember it, but this game does try and do things different. You know, it's got really unusual stages, worth checking out. Comic Zone. Moving along here, Zoop, Lethal Enforcers 2. Next one up though, Cannon Fodder. Recently just added this to the wall. A great game. I've been playing this loads. It really is. I forgot how good Cannon Fodder is. A tongue-in-cheek take on war. Sort of like a basic version of an RTS. Yeah, really good. Done by the Sensible team. And then moving on, you can see Red Zone there. Mega Bomber brings us on to the third shelf. As you can see there, Toy Story and Bonkers, Quackshot. But the Disney title I'm going to pick out is The Lion King. You know, great visuals for the time. Simba moved really well. Really good animations. Yeah, a great game. And who can not forget the Stampede? A great platformer. Now moving on, I'm going to show you Zero Tolerance. I can remember when this game came out. It was the game I craved, you know. Doom was the talk of the time, and the Mega Drive didn't have it, and then all of a sudden along came this first person shooter, and for the limitations what the Mega Drive had, it is really solid. A small window, but a great game. Next up, I'll just show you the box art to this Booger Man. What a game. How on earth did this ever get made? But yeah, it's not bad. Toilet humour, yeah, it's alright. And here we go, one of the best games in my collection. Not just because it's a rarity, but I do really love this game. You know, it's not as good as the Capcom arcade machine, but it's pretty damn close, and it plays really solidly. You know, and I like this just as much as the Streets of Rage games. You know, it's not as good as Streets of Rage 2, but it's up there. It's a really good side-scroll and beat 'em up. Really enjoyable and worthy in the collection, The Punisher. Moving along here, another treasure game that I'm going to pull out, and that's Dynamite Headdy. A really wacky game this. I don't know what drugs Treasure are on, but you know, it really works. A really fun game. Again, a bit like Gunstar Heroes, you can choose which level to start out on, and yeah, it really is a crazy little game. Some great boss battles, and again some good use of sprite rotations and zoom in. Moving along, this is one you don't see all the time, and that's Rawhead Rex. Yeah, not a bad little platformer. Some great 2D sprites in this, really large sprites, nice graphics. Bloodshot there and Sensible Soccer. But the one I'm going to show you is this one, and that's Rock and Roll Racing. Great little game this is. Someone pointed this game out to me, I can't remember, it was about a year ago, so I grabbed it. Yeah, it really is a good little game, and I love the polyphonic style rock songs on the soundtrack. Yeah, really good. Street Racer there, Earthworm Jim. But next to that is another big hitter in the collection, and that's Alien Soldier, another treasure release. This game really is hard as nails. It's up there with Probotector, tough as. It starts off quite gentle, but it soon bombards you with bosses. But the 2D animations are amazing, and the sprites are lovely and big. Yeah, really detailed. An awesome game, worthy in the Mega Drive collection and in the Sega Wall. And that's the Blue Spine collection so far in the Sega Wall. I'm also looking out for Mr. Nuts, a nice ocean release. And maybe one day I might get the Death and Return of Superman. I'm Scott Brand, Sega Zombie. You've been watching the Sega Wall. I do hope you're enjoying the channel, guys, and if you are, please subscribe below. Until the next time, goodbye.